Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. In today's recipe, we will be making Rasta pasta. In other words, jerk chicken pasta. Y'all, our sauce today, no jar-ish, okay? We are making sauce from scratch. This is so simple to put together and it's so good. Let's get into the recipe. So here I have boneless, skinless chicken breast. And as you can see, the pieces are pretty thick. So we're gonna go ahead and cut off the fat from the chicken breast, so when people are eating pasta, they're not chewing into fat. And then we're gonna go ahead and split each chicken breast into half. It looks like I'm not being safe with the knife here, but I am. I promise you guys, I've been in the kitchen for a long time, so I know how to avoid any hazards. So as I said before, you are going to split each chicken breast down the middle, and what this will do is prevent it from taking so long while we brown our chicken. So it's going to be able to cook through very nicely while grilling, and it's not going to take as long, and we can ensure that each piece is cooked thoroughly. So once you have your chicken split open, I'm going to use some jerk rub that I had on hand. I like mild because I don't want extra spice. Feel free to use whichever you prefer. And then you're going to go ahead and spread. Now if you notice, I did not use a whole lot of it. I want this pasta to be very flavorful, and I want there to be a buildup of flavor. So which brings me to my seasoning that will be coming out very soon. This is my all-purpose seasoning. Feel free to use any all-purpose seasoning that you have on hand. Garlic powder, onion powder, and any type of salt-based seasoning works best. So I'm going to season this side of the chicken, and then you want to flip it over and season the other side, because again, we do eat both sides of the meat. So you want to make sure that both sides is rubbed down well with your jerk rub, and also seasoned well with your all-purpose seasoning. So if your chicken does not look like this prior to grilling, you need to start over, okay? It ain't enough seasoning on your chicken. So once you have this ready, I have my handy dandy cast iron skillet. We're gonna add in some olive oil, and then I didn't want to use too much olive oil, so I just used my spoon to kind of push it around a little bit. And once it's nice and hot, you're gonna go ahead and add in your chicken. Now you don't want to overcrowd your pan, so I'm only doing about 4 pieces at a time because I want this to have a nice beautiful sear on them, so I don't want to overheat it. So you're gonna leave and cook each side for about 5 to 7 minutes so that it gets that nice grill mark looking sear on it, and then you want to make sure to cook it thoroughly. So in a pot, I have some water, and I'm gonna add some salt, and I'm also gonna add some olive oil so my noodles will not stick together while cooking, and they're gonna bring that to a boil. So while my water is coming up to temp, I'm going to revisit my chicken, and you want to keep flipping because you don't want it to burn. You want it to have very nice color, so flip it back and forth until the chicken cooks thoroughly. And once the chicken is done cooking thoroughly, you're going to just remove it from the pan. As you can see, that one wasn't as, grilled as I would like it to be. So you can start adding your other pieces of chicken in, and then once the other pieces are done, you're just gonna rotate and take them out and put them to the side as well. Look at the beautiful color on each piece of chicken. Like, this is the look that we're going for. Now that our water is boiling, I'm using penne pasta. You can use whatever pasta you want. I find that this works best because it gets like the sauce on the inside of the pasta too, and when you bite into it, baby, like this is what we want. So all of our chicken is grilled. I am going to cut these into pieces, but this is the look that we're going for. So now I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to start our sauce. So in the same cast iron skillet, when grilling the chicken, it kind of burnt a little bit, so I did wash mine out. But you're gonna have your unsalted butter, and then I'm gonna add in my garlic paste. All measurements and ingredients will be located in the description box below. So I'm gonna give that a nice little saute, just so that my garlic gets nice and fragrant, and you're gonna move it around just a little bit. And then I'm gonna add in some green bell pepper, and red bell pepper. Now I didn't want this sliced too thin because I didn't want it to disappear. So we want to have nice sized pieces of both inside of our pasta. So you want to cook it down because I don't want it crunchy either. So I cooked it down just a little bit, and then we're going to remove that from our cast iron skillet. Into the same pan, we are going to add heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to use this whole quart of heavy whipping cream. People always ask me for measurements. I use the whole thing, baby. Every last drop is going inside of our sauce. And look at all that flavor rising to the top. So you never have too much garlic. We're going to add in some more garlic powder. Again, all measurements will be in the description box below. Then we're also going to have some Creole powder. So now you want to be careful with our Creole seasoning. I'm sorry. Because it can be salty. I'm only going to add half, and I'm going to save the rest of the half to add gradually. So one thing about the cheese, and we're using shaved Parmesan cheese, is naturally salty. So you want to add your cheese first, and then you're going to go back and taste it, and then you add the seasoning that you feel like you're missing from this. So I added that whole container of Parmesan cheese, and we're going to let that cook down and simmer down, and that is going to be the component that kind of thickens up your sauce. I don't like super thick Alfredo sauce, so as you can see, it's going to be the perfect consistency. The more it simmers down, the thicker it's going to get, but it's still going to be loose, just the way I like it. If you want yours more thick, you can add more cheese, or you can feel free to add a little bit of flour or cornstarch. So I have drained my noodles, and I'm going to add it to a different pot because I had too much pasta to do in my cast iron skillet. If you're not making a lot, feel free to put it all in your cast iron skillet. I'm going to add our bell peppers back in with the noodles and just give that just a quick stir. And then I'm going to pour in our cream sauce. Once that is poured in, you're going to give that a quick stir, and look how rich and creamy that sauce is added with that pasta. Yum. Of course, don't forget, I like to cut my chicken into, nice sized pieces. You're going to add your grilled chicken into the pot as well and fold that in. And watch how all those flavors and that nice creamy rich sauce just create one happy marriage. Just yummy. So as you can see, I stole a noodle. You want to taste it at this step because you have the seasonings from your chicken, the seasonings from your sauce, and you want to make sure that it is seasoned to your liking. If you want to add some more Creole seasoning, feel free to do so. But y'all, look, you can see the seasonings in the food, and that's how you want to cook, okay? That's how we do it in this kitchen. So you want to continue to fold in all of that sauce, and then I am going to go ahead and add some more cheese because I wanted my sauce just a tad bit thicker and just a little bit cheesier. So I had another container, and I added about half of that. Again, I'll have all of the ingredients and measurements, and that is exactly what I needed. You see, I stole another noodle to get it to the taste and the consistency that I was looking for. So y'all, that is it. Like, this is it. It's time to plate. So I have a nice little plate here, and I'm going to scoop a very generous amount because, we eat in this household. We're not over here on no little skinny plans. So I'm going to add that. And as you can see, I have chicken folded in, but we're going to take it a step further. And I saved some chicken to throw on top just to give it that look that I was going for, because presentation is key, honey. And then once you add your chicken, I'm going to add some more shaved Parmesan to the top. Of course, that's optional. And then we got some parsley that we're going to throw in there. Make it look nice and good. Wham! She's done. Just like that. This recipe is so simple, y'all. You cannot mess this up. I promise you. When I say that I was done, like, this is the best Rasta pasta chicken Alfredo I've ever had. Thank you guys for tuning into another video. I will be back with other recipes soon. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe.